YouTube, what the crap's going on? Hair's Wrath. Hair's Wrath? Hair's Wrath. He's going to be taking the vampires, and he's going to take on the Skaven. Two disgusting, foul races going to clash here. Which one stinks the most? We will see. Rotting corpses or plague rats. So we got some Graveguard. Wow, 3 Vargulfs. More Graveguard. They're mixed with skeleton spears. Probably not a bad choice to go against Skaven. Strigoi, Ghoul King. And then we've got some Konigstein Stalkers. Alright, let's check out the Skaven army over here. So Storm Vermin and Shield up front. That's pretty expensive stuff to be bringing against Storm Vermin with halberds. Wow, I've never seen a small elite Skaven army, but that's what we've got over here. Warlord. So he spent all his money on that infantry and a couple of monsters and warp lightning cannons. Interesting map for warp lightning cannons, cause yeah, that map. Ooh, still hit that necromancer. If he's gonna use Wind of Death, which I hope that's what he's trying to do. No, just raise the dead. He doesn't have Wind of Death. He may be trying to get back here and raise the dead on the artillery. I mean, that will distract it momentarily. But warp lightning cannons, if they get a couple of good point blank shots, it'd be pretty bad here. Because he's got to stand still to cast. Probably worth it for the time being. Be some distraction, and the necromancer should regenerate his hit points if he's left out of combat for long enough. So I'd say that was a pretty solid move right there by the vampire player. Good determination. So Ghoul King and the Konigstein Stalkers wanted to stay back for some reason. A Banshee ought to be quite good here, actually. Though I'm not exactly sure how the vampires are going to deal with the Hell Pit Abomination. I guess the Vargulfs are really the best answer, but they've got to get the artillery out of the way, or else the little fluffy puppies are going to be in bad shape. Is Warp Lightning Cannon magical? Oh, yeah, they should have fired at the Banshee. Just realized that. So the Vampire's going to go ahead and bring in some key units and really go for this artillery here. He's going to have to watch out for these Storm Vermin with halberds, because they will mess up the Vargulf in a big hurry. Look at that, the Vargulf got knocked over by the... Yeah, Fluffy Puppy doesn't like playing with the Doom Wheel, apparently. Nice. Necromancer putting some zombies in here to keep the Storm Vermin busy. Well done. 1 artillery down. So far the Vampire player a little bit ahead of his infantry, but otherwise doing quite well. That Vargulf is not having much luck against this thing. Every time he gets shot, it just knocks it flat. See if its luck changes. So far the Vargulfs are safe. This one's going to come away from combat for a moment. The Warlord has already been routed by the Banshee, and that's not terribly surprising, but here comes the Hell Pit Abomination. These Storm Vermin, they're not going to go down easy. They will not go down easy. They're going to be some tough infantry here, and that Doom Wheel has got to go also. Sending a Spearman to chase the Warlord, but I don't think they're fast enough. Kind of needs a Vargulf to finish that up, I think. Or the Necromancer or something. Necromancer's back here. Chasing off the Warp Lightning Cannons. Good call. And Strigoi is just taking his time back here. The Ghoul King. And now with 3 Vargulfs over here, I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, the Hell Pit Abomination is doing some pretty tremendous damage. And here's going to come a Invocation of Nehek, which is badly needed, because that Hell Pit Abomination's a tough unit. Here comes the Konigstein Stalkers. These guys can poison. That would actually help the Graveguard a lot. Doom Wheel is almost gone. The Ghoul King's going to come in to engage the Hell Pit Abomination as well. Ghoul King does have some really good damage here because of some abilities he's using. But he's also getting knocked around by that Abomination. Doom and Darkness on the Abomination, probably a good call, but they can't quite bring the leadership low enough because it's knocking everybody around. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. course, you can't terrorize this thing either. The Banshee does cause terror, though, and that should be good against Storm Vermin later on. I mean, you can see this Skaven infantry is holding out just fine right now. Graveguard, they're kind of just okay. I think they did get improved in the last patch, but they're still kind of just okay. And this Graveguard getting run over by the Doomwheel is not good news. But the Hell Pit Abomination got chased out. If it can get run down by a Vargulf, that's actually going to be really good for the vampires here. Some of the Warp Lightning cannons regrouped, and the Necromancer's way off. He was chasing something off the battlefield. The Storm Vermin leadership is still fairly strong. The Warlord came back and is bogged down in skeleton spears. He'll last quite a while in that fight, which is bad for the vampire player because the Skaven aren't taking the leadership penalty that they would otherwise. Banshee can fight all day in this kind of fight. No magical attacks on the Skaven infantry. The Doomwheel and the Warp Lightning cannons would have been very effective against the Banshee. The Doomwheel's missile attacks would be useful against the Banshee, I should say. If the vampires lose all of their infantry units, they're going to be in bad shape. You can see that these Storm Vermin are just clearly superior to the vampire infantry. 98 kills there. 48 kills. They need some zombies. Use the zombies to bog down the Storm Vermin more. Doomwheel just got a nice charge to the back of these Graveguard. It's picked up a bunch of kills here in the last little while, but Skaven player's going to admit defeat. Actually, probably a little bit early. I don't know that they could have won, but they were certainly getting a good fight out of all those Storm Vermin. I mean, look here. 118 now, again, a lot of zombies. But still, I mean, the Storm Vermin were putting up a heck of a fight. They were still very much alive. I'm a little surprised the Skaven threw in the towel that early, because if the vampires started losing all their infantry, it's going to get a lot harder for their leadership. I'm not saying that they could have pulled it off, but would have been interesting. Like I said, interesting to see. So, good game to both there. Let's go check out the next replay here. It's another replay from the same player here, where he said that he took the Dark Elves against Arguelon. So let's check that out. Dark Elves, so Corsairs, Dark Shards, a lot of Dark Shards. Yeah, Arguelon, so yeah, I like the pick of the Corsairs. They're going to be a pretty good against low armor units, which the Wood Elves favor. A lot of units here that the Wood Elves would have to take out. It's a big army. I kind of like that pick. We'll see how it turns out. Malekith on a cold one. What kind of spells has he got?
Annihilate them.
Gaze of Malice. Okay, that's that built-in breath spell. Soul Stealer, Chill Wind, Power of Darkness. Okay. Holy Sisters of the Thorn. Oof. Dark Elves are actually in a bit of trouble because the Sisters of the Thorn, they did take a bit of a nerf, I think, in the last patch, but they still have a ton of physical resistance. These are very difficult units to kill unless they changed them big time in the last patch. But also, there's a lot of Dark Shards. The Dark Elf player is very spread out. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Witch Elves are going to go ahead and... Or no, these are Blackheart Corsairs. Sorry, my bad. Going to come in against the War Dancers. They're actually doing great against the War Dancers. This is kind of pathetic because the War Dancers have a silver chevron and they're still getting the crap kicked out of them. I find that War Dancers, like the standard variety, are near worthless. War Dancers with Azrae Spear, those are pretty good. Like the regular War Dancers, do you guys know where you think they're good? Like, it's not like Blackheart Corsairs. Okay, yeah, Blackheart Corsairs have 80 armor. I guess I didn't realize that. That explains a lot, actually. That explains why the War Dancers aren't doing good. Because the War Dancers don't have any armor piercing. So let's see what's happening back here. We got a couple of Way Watchers that are trying to focus out Malekith. Some Blackheart Corsairs. There's some Glade Guard with Hagbang tips. Malekith's already used some of his magic. Lots of Dark Shards. The Dark Shard's still very much alive. With all the physical resistance, though, it makes me wonder how much damage they can do to the Sisters of the Thorn, who are just going to go all in here to try and stop this blob of dark shards. There's another spear headed that way. The mobility of the Sisters of the Thorn here, though, is going to be hard to deal with. Okay, Waywatcher's getting pushed by a Blackheart Corsair. That's a great trade. At least for now, it's a good trade. Dread Spear coming in from the flank. Sisters of the Thorn getting pushed back. Dark Shards are going to open up. There's not really any armor on the Sisters of the Thorn to begin with. I mean, Dark Shards are going to be about as good as Unit Any, I guess, to deal with them at the moment. So it's going to happen. Hagbane tips shooting the Blackheart Corsair. It's going to slow him down, but look at this. Arguelon gets caught flat-footed here with the Waywatchers. And a terrible unit to get caught by as well. It's Blackheart Corsairs right now with the Murderous Prowess. They are going to be doing some damage. So there goes the Waywatchers. They're going to run off. Sisters of the Thorn still trying to keep their distance. Tons of Dark Shards left. And then the Glady is running around over there. Malekith's still very much alive, and the infantry of the Arguelon players shattered. No big surprise here. And now he's having to use Waywatcher ammo on Blackheart Corsairs, which is, again, actually a good trade for the Dark Elves. Sisters of the Thorn kind of just biding their time now. Over here, they're trying to take out some Dread Spears. Sisters of the Thorn taking a lot of damage. If they use the abilities right, the Curse of Andra'er, you can nerf the melee attack of anything you're going after and its speed, and then Shield of Thorns to buff your units. So if you combine those properly, he's got 3 units, and if he cycles them, you can make your Sisters of the Thorn like darn near unkillable in certain situations because of the physical resistance. And then you take away all the melee attack. Like, I mean, it is maddening trying to take them down sometimes. Like I said, I do believe they were nerfed, and I want to say the nerf maybe had something to do with their abilities. I can't remember. If you all remember, let me know. So let's see over here. What all do we got over here? Some Waywatchers. I don't know what the Waywatchers are doing caught up in there. Because now they're just getting rained on by Dark Shards. This is terrible for the Arguelon player. Sisters of the Thorn going to try and do a quick charge here. And some Glade Guard getting chased off. Waywatchers getting chased off. The Waywatchers needed to just really try and take out Malekith as quickly as possible early, and they didn't do it. Malekith on his cold one here is going to be able to catch the archers, and then allow the infantry to catch. These Waywatchers got left alone momentarily. Let's see if they do anything useful. Not even sure they have... Yeah, they do have fire orders. There's woods there, too, protecting. It'd probably make them OP, but you know what would be cool ability is if Wood Elves could fire their arrows in the woods with no penalty. Like I said, may make them OP, but that would be pretty cool. Like a feature for them to have that no one else has because of their ability, you know, to navigate the woods and use them to their advantage. Sisters of the Thorn doing some skirmishing here. Let's see what they're shooting at. They're gonna get hit by Dark Shards. I think the Arguelon player had too many expensive, micro-intensive units to actually take care of. And I really think that's his problem with his pick here. He was trying to get too fancy on the Dark Elf player, and it cost him. Glady's over here messing with Malekith. I mean, these Waywatchers are safe back here, firing at Malekith. Oh. He is going to get absolutely nuked. Between the Glady and those Waywatchers, Prey of Anathraim, it was bad. He's going to do a Soul Steal here. That'll get him a little bit of health back. He should have done the Soul Steal on the Waywatchers. He's going to use the Power of Darkness here also. The Curse of Andra'er right now, so gonna make Malekith too slow to try and keep up with Glady, which she would have been too slow anyway. Sisters of the Thorn gonna charge in, but I don't know, there's just too many Dark Elves left. I don't see how Arguelon pulls themselves out of this. So Glady can run and skirmish, but it's kind of a moot point.
Carnage course.
Surely no
Attack.
redemption here. Argwalon's lost.
Smash them.
I like the huge army pick to go against the Wood Elves. I think it was kind of a cool pick. So here the angry, emotional elves of Nagaron are going to take out the hippie Wood Elves.
Judith.
Now I can't even remember the name of the place where the Wood Elves live. That's terrible. I'll remember it, or I'll look at the comments and remember it.
Destroy.
Alright, Nagaron's for the Dark Elves, Ulthuan for the High Elves. Come on. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, good games. Thank you to Hair's Wrath for sending them in. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching them, man. Thanks for the replays, and I hope you all enjoyed watching it too. I hope you're having a great Saturday. I love making these videos for you. Thanks to my sponsor, MSI. Thank you all for making this channel what it is. You make it successful. You make this fun for me, and I appreciate you being here. If you want to see more battles, make sure to subscribe. There'll be more. Also, if you're in it for Total War Arena, that's coming back too. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Good videos, basically every day. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you soon.